I'm Don Montag, and you're watching 10 Track Shuffle. The first song that I chose is called Hybrid Moments by the Misfits. I really like the Misfits. Like, I love punk music, and I think punk's totally the best scene live. Like there's a lot of great recorded punk, but it doesn't always do punk justice. And I think the song on my album, Momentary Bliss, is totally like if you listen to them side by side, I don't know if you notice it, but Momentary Bliss started as like a complete ripoff of Hybrid Moments. The next song I guess I'll choose is Wave of Mutilation by Pixies, which people call this era like post-punk. I don't know. I kind of like that. But Doolittle is like almost a flaw of this album. I don't think Doolittle is my favorite album of all time at all, but Doolittle is like maybe my most listened to album. Like another song that I have on here is called Sludge Fest by Dinosaur Jr. Jay Mastis is their guitarist, or one of their guitarists, and I really like their guitar playing styles, and I think like especially the Pixies, which the main guy in Pixies is Black Francis. His chord writing is really really good. Like I don't know, I really like how his songs move. Next song is Everything Happens to Me by Charlie Parker. Like music wouldn't be how it is without Charlie Parker sort of vibe. Charlie Parker like changed how people do shit, and he just shreds on the saxophone. This song isn't him shredding. It's just like a beautiful jazz song. There's a lot of different covers of this song. Everything Happens to Me. There's covers with lyrics and that sort of thing. But I really like this version. It's on April in Paris, which is Charlie Parker's most popular album. It's got strings behind him, which is really cool. Like I really love jazz. Like I wanted to study jazz before I was like sound engineering. Next song I do, let's talk about is I'm Only Sleeping by the Beatles. This song's off of Revolver, which is probably my favorite album of all time. The Beatles are probably my favorite band of all time. I think this song is so simple. It's just like about being tired and waking up and like looking out your window. But you can also interpret it in a lot of ways. But also the way the song moves is so cool. The chord writing is really good, and George Harrison's backwards guitar solo is really cool. And then next song, "Count on Me" by Lucky. When he dropped this, he was Lucky X. This is off his first album, Alternative Trap. I feel like he was like, in 2013, he could have been seen as like a Midwest Earl. His new music's still great. His new music's still amazing. I really, really, really like it. But it's very different. Really good. This album's all like, it's called Alternative Trap, and it's literally totally alternative trap. He's just like rapping over like indie beats. I've noticed sort of his flow coming into like how I kind of, especially on this album more so than other albums. The song On the Way by, dude, when you asked me to do this, I thought about just putting Earl Sweatshirt as a song. Earl had these Lakai collabs back in 2012, 2013. I had them and they're so fresh, bro. I wish I still had them. But like I've always loved Earl like so much, and then some rap songs dropped and I was like, dude, this is like, you're too much, bro. Like I can't handle this. Like when some rap songs dropped, I like it came out and I was like, what I've been trying to make musically to this point has just been made. Like I don't know if you know Makami. Back in like 2014 or 2015, Earl like produced a song for him. It was on an album that only dropped on Bandcamp. It was $999, so I never heard it. But some rap songs is like what Makami have been doing for a while. Like I didn't know about. I don't know if you know like Medhane and like Mike and those rappers. They're not really a collective anymore, but that was called like New York Slums Collective for a while. Earl's like totally like a part of that vibe now, and that's his vibe. I didn't know about that until some rap songs, but I knew about Makami, who's also on that vibe. So I guess there's already a lot of music like that. Lady Godiva's Operation. I love Velvet Underground. It's off of White Light, White Heat, which is like one of my favorite albums ever. I think this album dropped the same year as Sgt. Pepper's, and if you listen to it, you're like, dude, this is like, I don't know, this is like authentic stuff. This is like what punk became. It's like the New York vibe. People call them the most influential band of all time, which is kind of interesting. People say they may have only sold 10,000 records, but everyone they sold them to started a band. They just write about interesting stuff, tell interesting stories, make interesting music that just doesn't feel, it's not overproduced or anything. It's just authentic stuff. Then the song Magnificent by Young Thug. I took a poetry class this semester, and we had a poet come and speak. And he was like, yeah, before I do a poetry reading, he's like, I just listen to Young Thug all day. He's like, Young Thug is the best 19th century French surrealist poet. And I was like, lol, dude, what does that mean? But that's awesome, because like, I bet you know a lot about poetry. He's a genius. I did my AP Music Theory final on Young Thug in high school. No Today, No Tomorrow by Nate No Face and I Dress. I love Nate No Face, dude. He's just like musician on the 9 to 5. Check me out on Bandcamp. Has been making good punk music forever, and that's so inspiring to me, because I was always like, I'm always gonna make music, but what if I get tired of it? And like the dudes who are just on the 9 to 5 making music, that's the most inspiring thing to me right now, because I'm just gonna do this forever.